Good evening. This week we read two Parshaot, Mattot and Masei, the last two Parshaot of Sefer Bamidbar. These readings tie together the entire journey of our ancestors from Egypt to the border of Israel. Together they describe a pilgrimage as the descendants of Egyptian slaves became self-confident people. Last night, in a way, the excellent Beth Shalom Hevrashas Retro Night program was our own Sefer Bamidbar, as many of our members shared their memories about our communal journey. Together, as past and present Beth Shalom Hevrashas members, we became and continue to become a Kehila Kadosha, a holy community. The continuing focus especially moved both Shelley and me, that we, as a community, are most importantly people and not a building of bricks and mortars. This realization of interconnectivity is such a valuable lesson for the Jewish community and for the world. This realization has led me to wonder what the world will be like after the post-COVID pause. Will we learn anything about what it means to be part of an interrelated human community? Or will we maintain our selfish individualism, thinking mainly of ourselves? The media has so many uplifting stories, illustrating the courage of caregivers and the usually invisible workers, delivery people and grocery workers, who have been some of the unsung heroes of the pandemic. Sadly, I'm sure that all of us have read and heard an equal number of stories about selfishness, which ignore the needs of others for the maintenance of unnecessary pleasures and so-called individual rights. The importance of community cooperation and interconnectedness is not new. Indeed, there are many strategies to highlight and create this sense of social obligation. Throughout history, pilgrimages and festivals such as Pesach, Shavuot, and other Jewish holidays have served just this purpose. While I was in Japan, I learned of many of their festivals, Matsuri, which are often centered on this critical role of creating an interconnected sense of community. One Matsuri, held in the late spring, in particular, clearly aimed at creating a network of cooperation, interconnectedness, and shared obligation. The Yayoi Sai Matsuri features processions throughout the town of Nikko, a very important regional market town and religious center. It involves a large number of floats carried by young men from each of the small neighborhoods and the smaller surrounding communities. Finally, at the climax of the festival, all the floats gather in the courtyard of the Futara-san Jinja, one of Nikko's major Shinto shrines. After a short ritual, community representatives visit all of the other floats to extend greetings and congratulations. The greetings are very formalized as the visitors bow, yell, and chant good-humoredly. The greetings are then reciprocated with the appropriate traditional responses. Interestingly, such a festival could quickly have degenerated, as often happens with High Holy Day clothing, Christmas, or Halloween decorations, into a competition where each person, each community could have attempted to outdo all the others, in this case, with elaborately decorated floats. And this happens in many different communities in Japan, where communities strive to have the most beautiful float in the Matsuri, in the festival. But here, in this festival, each of the floats was identical, and each of the costumes of the people in the floats was similar or identical. This similarity removes the potential for bad feelings or the embarrassment of smaller or more impoverished communities. There's no competition. I don't doubt that the festival originated with just this aim, to create a bond of good feelings for all the people from the different communities and neighborhoods of the district, to create a sense of unity that they were all part of one whole. Our great pilgrimages to Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem in antiquity, and the Hajj, or contemporaneous pilgrimages to other religious shrines, also serve such a similar purpose. Our pilgrimages remind us of our interconnectedness and shared commitments. And like expressions in Shinto, Judaism is not a religion of isolation, but instead is a religion of community. It's nearly impossible to be a Jew living alone in the world. Like in Nico, community and connection, with care for the disadvantaged and even the stranger, is at the core of all that we do. Perhaps in the days to come, all humanity will need to develop some global rituals, which will likewise remind us of our joint interconnection and our obligation one to another. I want to wish everyone Shabbat Shalom.